legislature and judiciary autonomy. INEC explains postponement of Kogi and Bayelsa elections. EFCC raises alarm over frightening rate of cybercrime in Southeast. And on the foreign scene, former French president faces trial for hiding true cost of re-election bid. The details shortly. Nigerian Governors Forum has endorsed the implementation of financial autonomy of state legislature and judiciary. Speaking at the opening of a two-day conference on the implementation of autonomy of state legislature and state judiciary in Abuja, Chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum pledged the cooperation of the governors with the federal government to achieve the implementation strategy and ultimately ensure full autonomy of legislature and judiciary at sub-national levels. The governor said they will ensure Nigeria attains the highest level of transparency and openness in government. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has reiterated the determination of Nigeria's police force to implement community policing in the country. Adamu made this known at a meeting with civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, human rights groups, and other critical stakeholders in Abuja. The police chief said that no police anywhere in the world could survive or perform its core mandate effectively without the support and cooperation of the people.
My administration is poised to operate an all-inclusive policing system with our doors widely open to constructive criticisms that will no doubt help us as an institution to deliver our mandate of effective and efficient policing of our society, based on rule of law and in line with international best practice.
The Supreme Court has struck out an application by the Cross River State government challenging the suspension of Justice Walter Onoke as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. The court said it lacked jurisdiction to entertain the matter and consequently dismissed the application. Justice Onoke was suspended in January by an order of the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it considered the pleas from Bayelsa State government in postponing the Kogi and Bayelsa governorship elections. Chief Press Secretary to the INEC chairman, Rotimi Oyekomi, said Bayelsa State Deputy Governor John Jonah has set the initial date for the election, November 4th, coincided with the state annual Thanksgiving Day, which is backed by the Bayelsa State Thanksgiving Day Law 2012.
We did not inform Kogi about the date, but of course, with the fixing of the date, they will know and they will be communicated to. I don't think there should be any problem because the reasons given by Bayelsa are cogent reasons. They are not frivolous, and this is what we have been able to verify.
Recall that on the 9th of April, the Commission released a timetable and the schedule of activities for the Bayelsa and Kogi governorship elections for the elections to hold on the 2nd of November. The Comptroller General, Nigeria Customs Service, Hamid Ali, wants Nigerians to stop eating foreign rice, noting that they are poisonous. Speaking at a news conference organized by the Ministry of Finance, the Customs Board said that the federal government is yet to issue license for importation of rice and that any rice seen on the streets that was not produced in Nigeria was smuggled. He said that imported rice is poisonous because before coming into the country, it must have spent a minimum of 5 years in the silos.
There's no smuggler that is too big to be arrested. We have in custody today about 3 big smugglers. We are in the court with about 2. That is not for press. When we get conviction, we will let you know. But for now, we are doing everything. So let me assure you that there's no single entity that is above the law.
Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) says it is worried over the frightening dimension which cybercrime has assumed in the country, especially in the Southeast. The Southeast Zonal Head of Commission, Usman Imam, expressed the worry in Enugu while briefing newsmen on the activities of EFCC in the first quarter of 2019. The zonal head said that the commission had, within the period under review, seized some exotic cars from the suspected Yahoo boys being investigated. He wondered how a student who would own a car worth about 10 million naira, adding that the commission had been inundated with such matters. The Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, is warning Traditional Rulers Council and President General of Town Unions in the Southeast Geopolitical Zone against releasing any part of their community's land for cattle colonies and settlement. The warning followed cases of killings orchestrated by the dreaded Boko Haram sect and herdsmen in some parts of the country, especially banditry in Northwest. Abia State President of Ohanaeze, Elder Roland Ajuzeogu, who spoke to newsmen in Aba, Abia State, berated the President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government for alleged failure to curtail the nefarious activities of the terror organizations. You're listening to Flow News at 6 p.m. on Flow 94.9 FM. The news continues shortly with foreign, sports, and entertainment. Do stay tuned.
From Abia, God's own state, this is Flow 94.9 FM.
Thank you very much for staying tuned. And now, outside the shores of Nigeria, France's Constitutional Council has cleared the way for the former president Nicolas Sarkozy to be tried over alleged illegal financing of his failed re-election campaign in 2012. Sarkozy had appealed to the council invoking the double jeopardy principle because he had already been convicted in 2013 and ordered pay more than 360,000 euros for breaching campaign finance rules. But in its decision this Friday, the council ruled that the penalty Sarkozy was ordered to pay in 2013 was for different violations and different amount than the fraud he and 13 co-defendants are now being investigated for. And next up on the news is sports, and David Oku is standing by. Good evening to you, David.
Good evening, Michael. Good evening, all. Thanks for joining me on Sports News Update. We begin from the world of cycling. Italian Valerio Conti retained the lead at the Giro d'Italia. Spain's Pello Bilbao claimed the 7th stage. Astana's Bilbao attacked from a small group of breakaway riders 1.5 kilometers from the finish on the punchy final climb. He held off Francis Toni Galopin and Italian Davide Formolo. Conti, who took the lead on an eventful stage 6, is 1 minute 32 seconds clear of new second-place rider Jose Joaquin Rojas, while Britain's Simon Yates slipped 2 places to 15th. Yates remains 5 minutes 59 seconds off the pace, though as for the second day in succession, the overall favorites had an uneventful day in the peloton, choosing to keep their power dry for the harder tests to come. And now in football, Mauricio Pochettino has avoided a touchline ban for Tottenham's Champions League final against Liverpool. The Spurs manager has been given a 1-match ban linked to the delayed start of the semi-final first leg with Ajax, but his suspension has been deferred for a probation period of 1 year. Spurs have also been fined 10,000 euros, £8.758 thousand for the incident. The club have also been fined 5,000 euros for a pitch invasion in their quarterfinal with Manchester City. And finally, in European football, manager Massimiliano Allegri will leave Serie A champions Juventus at the end of the season. The 51-year-old Italian, who has won the league title in each of his 5 seasons since taking charge in 2014. Juventus, who signed Cristiano Ronaldo last summer for 92.9 £99.2 million, reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League and Coppa Italia this season. They have 2 league games remaining this season, starting with Atalanta at home on Sunday. That's it on Sports News Update. My name is David Oku. I hand you back to Michael Oni.
Oh, thank you very much, David. Which of the matches is the most looked for match over the weekend?
Well, great games to look forward to. EPL has been terminated there last weekend.
Okay.
We're looking forward to the FA Cup final between Manchester City and the Hornets, Watford. It promises to be an interesting encounter. But also look forward to the La Liga Santander as it comes to a climax this weekend.
All right, thank you very much, David, for the update on sport. Our final stop this evening is entertainment, and Chidimdu Chambers is standing by.
Welcome to Entertainment News. Rapper Olarewaju Ogumefun, popularly known as Vector, has blamed the poor economic situation in Nigeria for the persistent rise in fraudulent activities among the country's youth. Speaking during the maiden edition of Street Voices, a youth advocacy event held at the Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, Vector argued that although no Nigerian youth had ever dreamed of ending up on the streets, they were forced by circumstances beyond their control, particularly the prevailing harsh living conditions, into surviving by any means possible, including through fraud. He explained that Street Voices had nothing to do with thuggery, describing it as an advocacy group with a mission to address the challenges facing youth in the 21st century.
Malians. I have a question.
Popular Nigerian dancehall singer John Asiemo, also known as Daddy Shoki, has appealed to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to temper justice with mercy and release music artist Aziz Fashola, also known as Naira Marley. The veteran singer took to his Instagram page where he posted a video which has since gone viral. In the video, Daddy Shoki revealed that a lot of his fans have been calling for his intervention in the case involving the young artist.
I have a question.
The Queen sent me to bring you back to the Red Keep.
If you won't defend your own city, why should they?
What would you have me do?
Lead. Get down there and lead your people against the invaders who want to kill them.
What did my mother say exactly? Did she have urgent business with me? She did not say, Your Grace.
Some fans haven't hesitated to share their disappointment in the final season of HBO's Game of Thrones the last few weeks. But now, they're taking it a step further, as more than 800,000 people have signed an online petition to remake the entirety of Season 8. The fans complained of not being able to see the Battle of Winterfell, clearly because it was so dark. Arya killing the Night King instead of Jon, and the Night King's death, relatively, as an easy death. Disaffected fans are so outraged that the petition calls for a remake of the whole season with competent writers. That's it on Entertainment News. My name is Chimdindu Chambers.
Well, good job there, Chidimdu Chambers. To end the news, a recap of our major stories. Nigerian Governors Forum have endorsed the implementation of financial autonomy of state legislature and judiciary. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it's considered the pleas from Bayelsa state government in postponing the Kogi and Bayelsa's governorship elections. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) says it is worried over the frightening dimension which cybercrime has assumed in the country, especially the southeast. And on the foreign scene, France's Constitutional Council has cleared the way for former President Nicolas Sarkozy to be tried over alleged illegal financing of his failed re-election campaign in 2012. Thanks for being with us. Remember that security is everyone's business. Provides useful information to security agencies to ensure your security. Join us at 6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscast. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flownews.com.ng for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Samson Eze. My name is Michael Oni. Do have a fantastic weekend.
Radio.
It's not just radio anymore. Flow 94.9 FM brings you something big and new. Let's give you that camera lights action effect, which is also part of our complete outside broadcast services for all your event coverage, both recorded and live. Juicy offers await you as you do business with us.
Let's go.
So what do you have? Is it a wedding, cultural event, birthday, conference, seminar, or showbiz? Whatever it is, we are always ready and set to give you what you need. We also run visual advert for your company, products, and services. And we air not just on radio, but also on our online TV. For more information and booking, you can visit Flow 94.9 FM located at 7B Factory Road, Umuahia, or visit our marketing office at Bank of Industry Building, number 1 Constitution Crescent, Asa Road, Aba, Abia State. Or call our marketing team on 0703 160 8029 or 0805 174 5686. Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state.